I'm a big fan of all things absolutely beautiful, and when they're locally made and handcrafted, it just adds that little light to it, which makes me so excited about my guest this morning. Her name is Chido Kaseke, and we are talking about these fantastic bags that she makes. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it? Can you? Okay, all right. Hi, Chido.
How are you, Candice?
Good, how are you?
Not
Sorry,
bad
I was getting
at
a bit
all.
carried away with the bag before I forget that you're there.
Yes, no, it's fine. It happens.
Chido, I've followed you for a very long time on Instagram.
Yes, indeed
Always
you have.
fascinated by the different designs that you have. And then I got to hear a little bit about your story when you first participated in Eagle's Nest.
Eagle's Nest.
And I was so fascinated. I think it made me even more attached to but I can't afford your bags. But buying
Come
them,
on, Candice.
following them, okay, I can, but you know. Tell me how Patchwork Moko came about.
All right, so Patch is a love child for me because I'm passionate about creating with my hands. And if for those who don't know, our handbags are handcrafted from start to finish. So it's a love thing for me. I love to work with my hands. And I wanted to send something out to the world that my hands have created. I think it's an inborn talent because my family, from the maternal side of my family, have got a gift as well for working with their hands. So it's it's a part of me that's going out there in the world from my hands.
Now, you see, when we look at some of, just the materials that are used, this is all locally sourced.
Yes, indeed. Everything is locally sourced, locally grown. We get our leather straight from Bulawayo, from the tanneries in Bulawayo. And we get the hessian here as well, hessian, which is a sustainable product, biodegradable, fiber. That's the reason we chose it, because we're also a sustainable brand. We care about the nature, we care about the products that we make use of and how they impact on the environment that we live in. So yeah.
Why was it important for you to be sourcing not just sustainable products, but local products?
Because I feel like there's a lot of work that needs to go into growing the local economy. If we're sourcing locally, it means that people who are working hard in this economy to sustain their families will also have a means to do that. Because I'm going out there to support an artisan who is carving some wooden buttons that I'm going to put on the bags. So that money is going to circulate within our economy and grow the next person's business, which is what I think the industry in Zimbabwe needs right now.
Absolutely.
Supporting local.
Absolutely agree with that. Then you had a fascinating little bit of trivia on how you actually dye your product.
Yes.
With the product. So she doesn't have any dyed samples.
No, I didn't
here.
bring any of the colored.
When you go to the page, you see the nice variations in color. Tell us about that.
Okay, so it's all hand dyed. We try our best to use all natural dyes, but when we don't, obviously we use locally sourced synthetic dyes that are going to go and give some vibrancy to the bags. I think every person is different. You'll find that some people want to carry a neutral type of bag, but another person is going to be up there and bold and want to showcase their unique creativity with the colors that they carry around. So we give that variation for someone to find something that they really like.
Tell us about some of the things you use in dyeing your products.
Turmeric. So we've used turmeric, and then we also work with some local artisans from Chimanimani who use dyes from trees like the mupfuti trees, indigenous tree dyes from trees, from tree barks and things like that.
You are basically the embodiment of 100% Zimbabwean story. I absolutely love that.
Proudly Zimbabwean.
Proudly Zimbabwean. And it's so fascinating because it's easy to walk around and say I'm proudly Zimbabwean and I'm this and this, but then someone will turn around and say, yeah, but I can't find things locally, yeah, but I can't do this locally, yeah, and you've come and you said, no, actually you can make really beautiful things and have it all as a local ecosystem.
Definitely.
For you, what is the legacy that you want to leave behind?
I think the legacy that I want to leave behind, Candice, is for just the world out there to know that we've got beautiful things that are coming out of our country. That's the reason I actually put the name Zimbabwe on the tags, because if someone sees this, the product, they're supposed to know that that's where it hailed from. This is where it's made. I think for a long time, our country has been tainted the wrong way. So I want for people to be patriotic and say, hold a bag, carry a bag around and say, listen, this is a beautiful product that's come from the country of Zimbabwe. So it's not just for people living within Zimbabwe, but for the world to know that we've got beautiful products that are that can compete on a global stage, coming from Zim.
Beautiful, sustainable products too.
Great, yes. That.
Tell me, so, do you like have a factory where you work from? Do you do it at home? What space do you utilize?
Yes, so I work from home in my garage. It's a little studio that, we've turned into, well, it's a garage that we've turned into a studio. And I've got one permanent employee and about 3 to 5 part-timers who are then working from their homes. I think as a small business that's trying to grow, working on cutting down on your costs is very important.
Yeah.
So we've tried to keep that overhead, sort of controlled whilst we're growing. So I work from my garage in the studio at home.
How involved are your kids in some of the creative processes that go on?
My son is always coming in to help. He's very interested, funny enough.
Yeah.
More than the girls. So he's always coming in, especially now during the holidays. You find that he's coming in and asking, Mommy, can I help with this? But then obviously he's expecting some money. So, so you have to negotiate.
At least he's trying to earn his way.
He is. So, you do have to kind of make a plan for him.
Right.
Yeah.
And I ask about the involvement because is there like a process or a thought process towards handing it down at some point if there's interest coming from them?
I think like already how it's happening naturally, right? So because they're seeing me doing this work from home, if there's that interest, like he does, he comes in and he actually says, can I watch? If he finds something that he's able to do, he'll be like, can I try and do that? And that's how they'll slowly learn that skill and possibly use it later on in their lives, for whatever reason they might choose to. But yeah, that's what I think.
Tell me about one of your happiest moments as the founder of Page.
There's so many of them.
Just one, pick one.
I think one of the happiest moments, is being able to achieve something that you would have written down as a goal. And for me, one of those is actually sitting down to train women, to upskill a person who needs that skill to survive and sustain their families. We've just completed a training program in, was it March? Yeah. And we had about 3 ladies come in and we trained them. It's fully funded by us and I'm very happy about that achievement. Obviously, we're looking to scale that impact to help a lot more women. But that was a major start for the brand, and I'm really happy because the brand's goal is to empower women and to uplift women through carrying beautiful bags, but also through giving them a skill that they can use to sustain their families. So yeah, that has to be it.
I think I love that you picked that particular one because it then speaks to the skills transfer. It speaks to also another element of sustainability.
Yeah.
Sustainability in not even just skills, but also how we think about going about things. Because you're saying to somebody else, look, if I can do this and I can do it with 100% local materials, then instead of you thinking, oh, I might need to go to this place, which becomes a limitation for many, they start thinking around, okay, what can I use that's around me to sharpen my skills?
Exactly.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Where do we find you on Instagram?
So on Instagram, you can find me as patch_maoko_izin. I don't know if that's on the screen somewhere. But But yeah, you can find us on Instagram. Send us a message. We're happy to chat with you, tell you more about the bags. In fact, you'll see a whole lot of the stories on how we make the bags and what we're all about there.
Man, thank you so much for sitting down with me this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely appreciate it.
Konapo Ipapo ba ZTN Prime, DSTV channel 294, the place to be.